Okay, here we are. Here we are. Bird of the day. What do we got today? Well, it's a bald bird. A bald bird. Yeah. No feathers on the head of this bird. Is it a spooky bird? Yeah, I think it's pretty spooky. Kind of looks spooky. Does a spooky thing. What am I talking about? Well, today I am talking about the turkey vulture. Whoa, look at this guy. Look at that head. Bright red, mean-looking vampire-y type head. Oh, man. Wouldn't want to encounter this guy in a dark alley. Spooky turkey vulture. Oh, hi, Lamp Devil. Thanks for joining. Always good to see you. Yeah, turkey vulture. Yeah, I was looking up spooky birds, and boy, this is definitely one that stood out to me. So, well, they big. They real big. You know, 25 to 32 inches long. Well, that's a big bird. 67 to 70-inch wingspan. That's almost 6 feet. Almost 6 feet. That's huge. Huge. And they up to 4.4 pounds. Pretty big. Pretty big. Pretty big. Much bigger than a crow. But, you know what? I'd be okay encountering one of these guys. You know why? Because I'm not dead yet. But we'll get to that. And these birds, you're going to find in the Americas. You're going to find them all the way to the southern tip of Argentina, all the way up to the southern regions of Canada. Now, when you get to kind of the, Midwest area of the U.S. to southern Canada, you're only going to see these guys in the summer. And they're pretty rare up there. Pretty rare. You definitely see most of the folks hanging out in Central American and Mexico regions, where most of them live. But they're pretty widespread. They've found that a single bird can fly thousands and thousands of miles away from a starting point in its lifetime. They are mobile. They will go where the food is. Lifespan? Pretty good. 16 years in the wild, 30 in captivity. So yeah, not bad, not bad. And you may notice that the order, family, and species are very similar in their Latin phrasing because, well, modern vultures are pretty much in an order to themselves. Every species that's in the family Cathartidae is also in that same order. And even in the genus, not a whole lot of variety. It's basically the vulture order. Order of vultures. So, yeah, kind of neat. So, I think there's one thing we all know about vultures. It's kind of like their thing. They're scavengers. They eat dead animals. And, yeah, that's kind of what they do. They wait to find something that's dead, and they eat it. They are one of the very few... Oh, yes, scavengers are very important. Very important. I was going to get to that. So, they are one of the very few carnivorous birds in the world. So, their diet is exclusively the meat of other animals. But they don't kill their prey. They are not hunters. And, kind of that third to the bottom bit there, they don't really have talons for grasping and tearing and capturing like many other large birds. No, in fact, their feet are more like the chicken. And they do pretty much all their eating that they need to do with their beaks. Very, very, very strong beaks. Their beaks can puncture pretty thick hides of animals. They're pretty good at ripping it in. And what their typical thing that they do is they'll find a dead animal, and very good sense of smell. Very, very good. They can smell a rotting animal from up to 2 miles away. So or 3 kilometers if you're one of those people. And I know it's not exactly the same. Close enough. But yeah, it's kind of neat. They're able to track down a dead animal, and they'll eat it. But typically, they like to eat fresh dead animals. Something that's been sitting out in the sun a few days, rotten and gross. Nope, not for them. That's for flies and ants. They like fresh dead animals. The fresher, the better. That's what they like. That's what they like. And so what they do is they rip a hole in the hide and they stick their head right in. They stick it right in. They stick it right in. Right in there. Right in there. Whoa. Okay. And yeah, then they just kind of rip bits apart with their beak and eat it with their head stuck in. So, well, why don't they have feathers on their head? That's precisely why. Because when they get their head literally in the inside of the other animal, there's going to be little bits of grisly and gross stuff, and that stuff gets in the feathers, and that stuff can rot, and that can make them sick. So they evolved that the vultures that didn't have feathers on their head were less likely to die from infection, and thus, over time, they all became bald because they're more likely to survive by sticking their head in a dead animal if they don't have little gross bits of dead animals stuck to their head. Wow, how about that? Isn't evolution wonderful? It is. Yep. My number 1 fact up there, I probably should have put near the bottom. Order doesn't matter on these, I just talk. Yeah, they're very excellent gliders. In fact, one of the iconic things from Westerns stuff is you just see the circling vultures. Because that's what they do. They circle, and they can circle and circle and circle for hours. They can go extremely long amounts of time without ever flapping their wings and stay aloft. That's a thing that a lot of very large birds have found out how to do, is they catch those air drafts and they stay aloft with very, very little effort. That's also what helps them to go great distances. And yeah, very neat. I think that's real neat. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Well, as Lamp Devil was saying, scavengers are very important because, well, when animals die, their carcasses are going to sit there, and scavengers like turkey vultures are able to swoop down and eat all that meat before it goes bad. Then that actually is good for the other animals in the environment because it stops the spread of disease and bacteria and all that other gross stuff. So they do a very valuable thing for it. So, yeah, they're pretty good. And, they may look scary, but they ain't gonna hunt you. They ain't gonna kill you. I tell you, as a crow, some big birds of prey, eagles, hawks, falcons, they can be very dangerous to us crows. But vultures? Nah, they're our bros. And in fact, I got a great story about a nature documentary I watched once that involved a crow and a group of turkey vultures. So there was a dead carcass. It was, I think, an elk or something. But either way, it was a large, 4-hoofed animal with a thick hide. And there was a little crow. And this crow wanted to eat some of this because, us crows, we're scavengers too. So yeah, these turkey vultures are our scavenger bros. We scavenge with them. I mean, crows will hunt, but they won't. But, we understand the need to scavenge. It's good. Anyway, crow beaks, not very strong. Sure, we can crack open peanut shells and some hard beetles, but, a big, thick hide? Forget it. Not gonna happen. So this crow waited. He knew there's some vultures nearby. He sat, he waited, and vultures? Oh, they showed up. And the vultures ripped open that carcass for him. But of course, Mr. Crow wanted to get his snack, and the vultures were like, no, get out of here, little bird. Chased him off. Couldn't get on. They weren't going to let him join in on the snack. Wow, that wasn't very nice of them. But of course, Mr. Crow is more clever than that. 2 turkey vultures had their heads stuck in. What did Mr. Crow do? He went up. He started pecking and tugging on the feathers of two of those turkey vultures. Those two turkey vultures, they started attacking each other. Because when they pulled their heads out, Mr. Crow ducked and hid. And so those turkey vultures, they got into a fight with each other because they thought the other one was, pecking and being rude. While they were distracted with each other, Mr. Sneaky Crow sneaks in and gets himself a snack. Yeah. That's the way I can bring in the bird of the day with the best bird, the crow bird. Crow strategy, you got it. Very smart birds. But, yeah. Oh, it says Carvis and Gallo's thought. Ignore Gallo. Gallo is my friend who is going to be joining me today but couldn't make it. He will be joining again soon. Just that it didn't work out. We'll figure out a day. But yeah, my thoughts. I rather like the turkey vulture. I like their cool bald heads. I think they're neat looking. I appreciate the scavenger strategy that they do. And, yeah. Up tier bird. Much respect for them. Very much respect. Sorry. See, ducking down. There's a cat. There's a cat just outside the stream. I have to lean down and pet the cat. Here's a good kitty. Where's a good Mr. Kitty? Yeah, here you go. Okay. Kitty, you are not part of Bird of the Day. You are not part of the Bird Day, Kitty. Get out of here. Okay, good kitty. But yeah. Vultures, I give them top marks. As far as very large birds go, hard to get much better than that. I really like them. I really, really do. And luckily, they are their endangered status is of least concern. There's a lot of them. They're doing good. They don't really have a lot of natural predators, so they also aren't big on being hunted. Because farmers don't care because they don't attack living livestock. So yeah, not even humans are predators of them too much. So they're doing great. Hooray! We always like when a bird's doing great. So turkey vulture, you keep rocking on. Keep rocking on. And that is the end of the bird of the day today.